Hello, it's Sheila from the libraries and I'd like to make something with you today. And today, I'm wondering if you can guess who we're going to be talking about today. This is a bear from a story and he's a very, very famous bear. And he has a slight tendency to be a little bit tubby, and he has some friends that are called Eeyore, Piglet, and Tigger. I'm wondering if you can guess. It's Winnie the Pooh. And today we're going to be making Winnie the Pooh's famous jar of honey. So we're going to be needing a few things. We're going to be needing a jar, so just something like a jam jar. Just wash it out and clean it out. We're going to be needing some paint. I use acrylic paint. It works really well on the glass jar. I'm going to need a sponge just to sponge on the paint. We're going to need some pens afterwards as well, a little bit of paper, and that's about it, and a little bit of glue as usual. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cover our jar in some turquoisey blue paint. So just take a little bit of paint, and I've got a wee bit too much here, and all you're going to do is you're just going to dab your paint on all over your jam jar. So keep going all the way around. So we're just covering it like that. And as I say, I use just an old bit of pad from washing the dishes. I just use those when one bit gets a bit worn. I just then use it for painting. So I always try and make do with whatever I've got at home and try not to buy anything that I don't actually need, because a lot of the time with crafty stuff there's always something that you can use at home. So we're just going to cover the jar completely like that. So it's going to be blue all the way around. I'm going to leave that to dry completely. So I'm going to put that to one side. I'm going to put it over here just now. And I've got one that I did earlier that's already dry. And this is it here. I started to paint on the honey when this was dry, and I just used some yellow acrylic paint, and I just painted a nice wiggly line all the way around the outside to make it look, because we want it to look like the jar of honey. The honey's just coming out of the jar, because Winnie the Pooh is not the cleanest and the tidiest of bears, and always with this honey jar he's always got honey dripping down the edges of it. One thing, I made a bit of a mistake when I did mine. I didn't let my blue colour dry properly, so mine has gone slightly green underneath, and I decided that it was okay like that but not ideal. So I got some yellow felt and I've just cut out a wiggly line on it. So I've cut out a piece that looks like that, and actually when that goes around my jar I actually think it looks better like that. So you can either paint yours if you want, as long as you remember to let it dry, unlike me, and then, or you can use a little bit of felt. And I'm just going to attach this. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just to attach it. So you don't need to do both, just do either, but I'm just showing you both techniques just so that you've got an idea. It's a bit cold today, so my glue is taking a while to come out. I think kind of running a bit low. Here we go, a wee bit more glue there. So I'm just going to glue that together at the back of the jar. So that's the front of my jar like that. So it now looks like it's got the honey running down the side of the jar. And we now need a honeybee. So I just drew a honeybee. So this is my little honeybee here, just like that. So all I did was just took a black pen and coloured in some yellow, and then I cut it out, and this is it here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue that on to the edge of my pot. So I'm going to take a little bit more glue. If I can get, hopefully a bit more will come out now. It's just such a cold day that my glue, oh here we are, here's a bit. So I've got some on a brush. I'm just going to brush the glue over my bee. Make sure you've got plenty on. And then I'm just going to place, I think I'm going to place my bee down here like that. And then I'm going to do a buzzy line as though the bee's just been buzzing around. So I'm just going to take pen and it's a bit like taking your pen for a walk. So if you can see, it just, oops, this top, my glue is definitely too cold today. So I'll just bring that slightly closer. So you can just see I've just done that nice little line coming round. So the bee's just been zooming in to the honey pot, and I'm going to write honey on the outside of my jar as well. And one thing about Winnie the Pooh is he can't spell. And I have to say my spelling's not great either. And he writes honey incorrectly. So I'm going to write it incorrectly as well. And he spells it H-U-N-N-Y. And that is our Winnie the Pooh jar of honey. So hopefully you'll enjoy making that. What you could do is you could cut out more bees and put lots of bees buzzing around the honey jar. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.